Now we turn our attention to the Middle East. An Israeli airstrike in Rafah killed at least 45 people sheltering in a refugee camp there.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has since apologized, admitting it is a tragic mistake. Good day's Briella Tomasetti is live outside the United Nations, where the UN Security Council will hold an emergency meeting to discuss this developing situation. Briella, what are you hearing out there this morning?
Yeah, well, Dan and Tashani, you are right. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli prime minister, he did express regret for that attack, but backlash is now growing against Israel after that airstrike killed dozens of men, women, and children. As the war approaches its 8-month mark, UN officials say the attack, quote, underscores once again that there is literally no safe place in Gaza.
Which humanity is this? Where is the world? Where is the nation?
An Israeli airstrike in Rafah, allegedly meant to target 2 senior Hamas militants, leveled a tent city, leaving at least 45 civilians, including women and children, dead, many of whom were displaced Palestinians trying to seek refuge from the violence. The UN Security Council will meet behind closed doors today to discuss the attack, which Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called a, quote, tragic mistake.
Despite our utmost efforts not to harm non-combatants, last night there was a tragic failure.
These pictures show the smoldering remains of clothes, blankets, and other supplies. The Israeli military has opened a probe into the airstrike, which was condemned by international leaders and President Biden, who urged Israel to use restraint. The National Security Council put out a statement saying the devastating images following an IDF strike in Rafah last night that killed dozens of innocent Palestinians are heartbreaking. The rift between Biden and Netanyahu has widened in recent weeks as Israeli leaders vow to move on with their Rafah offensive. The IDF says the airstrikes in Gaza are the only way to root out thousands of Hamas fighters blending into the civilian population there. It all comes as negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to resume this week.
Hamas is holding 125 of our people hostage across our border in Gaza. We will not stop fighting for their freedom.
European foreign ministers met in Brussels yesterday, and some high-ranking officials there said they are getting closer to recognizing a Palestinian state and claim Israel could do the same if public opinion turns against the war. For now, though, we're live here outside the UN. Dan, back to you.
Briella, thank you so much.